Trump wants to pick a Democrat who's pro-choice as his vice presidential running mate?
Well, there's a retired general who worked in the Democratic administration named Michael Flynn who has a certain appeal to Trump as a total outsider to politics. He's been highly critical of the Obama administration's defense and intelligence policies, but on TV yesterday, he also said he was pro-choice, that women should have a choice on abortion, and also in favor of gay marriage. And I don't think that's going to go down very well with the conservative base of the Republican Party.
So, what are you thinking as you watch this sort of dance that is being done over who's possibly in or out for his vice presidential pick?
Well, look, as always, you throw out some names to appease and flatter certain wings of the party. You take Governor Mike Pence of Indiana. Now, Mike Pence is not very well known nationally, former congressman, but he's very well respected in the evangelical Christian community. Well, if you have Pence on your list, that's a signal to evangelicals that I'm at least taking you seriously. It's the same way of Elizabeth Warren on Hillary Clinton's list. That's a way of saying to the Bernie Sanders tribe in the Democratic Party, I'm taking you seriously. So often this mentioning has got a significant political calculation. These might actually not be serious candidates, but they're meant to send signals to their core supporters.
And so, is he going to go with some Washington experience? Or is he going to go completely outside and go with somebody like a retired general who has no political experience?
Well, who the heck knows? I mean, this man has been totally impossible to predict before. He has said repeatedly that both as a candidate and as a potential vice president, he could profit from having someone who knows Washington. And of course, former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich would definitely fit that bill. Problem is Newt Gingrich has been married 3 times, and so has Donald Trump. That means you'd have 6 marriages combined at the top of the Republican ticket. For a party that pitches itself to conservative Christians, that's a whole lot of marriages. Plus the fact that Newt Gingrich is 73 years old. He's even older than Donald Trump, who people forget at 70, Trump would be the oldest president ever sworn into office, even older than Ronald Reagan was when he was sworn in. Reagan was 69. So, and also, Gingrich can be almost as unpredictable and as loose a cannon as Trump. On the other hand, he can reinforce that whole Donald Trump-ism of attacking the media. He's a favorite target of Newt Gingrich. And former Speaker of the House can legitimately claim to know something about Washington. So, Newt is certainly on his list. I think he would find Newt compatible. But then again, you're correct in your question. He might go totally off in another direction because he's just so unpredictable.
What are you thinking about this convention? Clearly, it's going to be unlike any we've ever seen with the amount of traditional Republicans who have to mow their yard that week. What are you expecting next week?
Well, as you point out, it's startling how many Republicans are saying they're not going to the convention, which is a reflection of these deep divisions that have been there from the beginning. People forget, you and I have talked about this repeatedly. In the end, only 41% of primary voters in the Republican Party voted for Donald Trump. 41%. That means a clear majority voted for other people. And of course, many of them have been reconciled to the Republican ticket. Many of them prefer, all you got to do is say Hillary Clinton and they jump on board. But there are still many, whether it's the Bush family, whether it's respected elders like Mitt Romney, whether it's a former Treasury Secretary like Henry Paulson. An awful lot of Republicans just cannot stomach Donald Trump. I think the thing that has added a new element to the convention is these horrible events in Dallas and other places. You had Donald Trump over the weekend saying it was Obama's weakness that has caused these racial divisions. You have Rudy Giuliani, a prime Trump supporter, saying Black Lives Matter is a racist idea. And you got to look at the electorate. Most black Americans are voting for Clinton. A majority of whites are voting for Trump. This country is divided along racial lines, and that's my big concern about the convention, that these racial divisions will explode on the streets of Cleveland.
Stephen Roberts, ABC News political analyst. Have yourself a good week. Thanks.